It has been a while, hasn't it? Hmm. There's been an awful lot happen over the past, God, what was the last time I did a public video? 2 years, 3? I think the last one was actually, God, was it Christmas 2023 when Dexter died? I feel like that's about right. Yeah. It's been an interesting time. It's been a bit of a difficult time. Visited by a wasp just now. Yeah, I have not been in a very good spot for quite a while, with regards mental health, physical health, things like that. And evidently that all kind of came to a head, all hit a I guess just hit a critical point. I don't think I was managing as well as I thought I was. And that culminated in, at the end of January, Sigurd told me that she wanted separation. So I am now, well, I'm now living the divorced lifestyle, I guess. Yeah, I don't. As much as I don't think it's right to, point fingers at anyone in the relationship and say, I definitely feel like it was my fault. There's a lot that I would have done differently if I was able to. I mean, this is the thing. I want so badly to be able to do a whole bunch of different things, and I just am incapable of it, physically or mentally or emotionally. I have been struggling a lot with, I've always struggled with it, but especially over the last 2 years, I've been really struggling with, just sitting there or lying there in bed and wanting to move, wanting to get up and do stuff, knowing that I need to do things, and we're talking not even difficult things. At the moment, yes, I'm dealing with stuff I should have moved out a whole bunch of stuff that's still in the old apartment, stuff like that. I've got documents that I need to submit to government agencies and things. All of that, big stuff. Understandably, it's difficult, but we're talking for the last 2 years, even simple, tiny, pathetically small little things, go and do the dishes. And I will sit there, screaming at myself in my own head that I need to get up, that I need to go and do it, that I know that I need to go and do it, that I should go and do it. And hours can pass, and I'm not even doing anything else, basically. I'm literally just sitting there beating myself up over not being able to get up and move. And that was, quite a large part of the last, 2 years. Yeah. I guess all of those little things built up over time. And yeah, it's easy for me to point the finger at myself and say that it's my fault. Whether that's true or not, well, no, I'm not exactly unbiased in it. Because, yeah, I kind of do think it's my fault. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's the big thing. I've been going along to therapy with a very nice lady called Hannah for a while, and she's been very helpful, which has been, yeah, it's been really good actually. I don't know if recommended is the right word, but basically the thing that we talked about at the most recent session was, just sort of making sure that I knew that the day clinic was available, which, is like 8 till 4 every day, dedicated mental health care. There is a waiting list to get into the place, so who knows when it would be. But over the past 6 days, I've been thinking about it, whether or not it's an option for me. And yeah, I've been thinking about making a video as well for quite a while, just to sort of catch up, let everyone know what's going on. I guess use it as a bit of a vent, like a forum for me to actually like say things and get things out in the open. Yeah. So here we are, as exciting as it is, as as happy as the video is. I am at least still seeing Rowan. Like, that's been my main thing with everything that's been going on. Like, I want to still see my son, and I want to remain in his life. Like, there's no question of it as far as I'm concerned. If ever a day comes where he tells me that he doesn't want me around, sure, okay, cool. Like, then I'll deal with that. But yeah. It's been, like I say, it's been an interesting one. The last like 8 months, because we're almost at September, so it's nearly 8 months. The last 8 months has been an experience. Trying to come to terms with the end of a relationship that was, good lord, I was like, were we even 20 when we got together? Yeah, like the last 8 months, like I say, has been difficult. It's been trying to come to terms with the fact that the relationship is over and setting up as myself. Like, for so long, it's been us, and now it's me. Can't even really tell you, like, I mean, I can tell you, like, the broad strokes of the various different things that happened over that period of time, but, like, it's been such a rush and such a blur of trying to get things sorted that I'm having trouble actually, like, looking back on it. Like, I did so many apartment viewings, and basically found an apartment within, like, I mean, I started looking, like, pretty much straight away, but, like, I think I found an apartment within, like, 3 months, which is nigh on unheard of for Berlin. I set up on my own. We dealt with splitting savings, all of that rubbish that you need to do that honestly doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but you kind of have to do anyway, especially when you don't want to do it. Yeah, I can tell you that a bunch of my friends over here have been absolutely wonderful. Even just from a point of like checking in and making sure I was okay, that's been really really good, really helpful. One in particular, one friend literally said, immediately after, like I told everyone what was going on. This one friend said, right, okay, we're going out for breakfast in like 3 days. No arguments, like, let's go. And that, like, forcing me to actually just take my first steps out of the apartment within that first, like, 2 weeks after everything had changed was, like, was really, really vital. I don't know exactly how vital. I don't think there's, like, any big... There's nothing big that was put off by it, let's say. Like, there are no intentions of doing anything big. But yeah, like, I really, really value that. Another thing that absolutely, definitely kept me going and just was a really nice point of light in a lot of darkness at that point was Brian and Jessica. Croc's in the kitchen. They'd been planning to come over to Berlin for a while, but then obviously with everything with Jessica's cancer diagnosis and treatment, and Elsie being born and things like that, like, just kept getting postponed, and they finally sort of they'd messaged me at the beginning of January, end of December, beginning of January, something like that, that it was a confirmed go. They were going to do their Europe trip, and they were going to come to Berlin, and we were going to spend a couple of days together. I would, just act as a translator more than anything else. And then everything changed for me, which meant that, beginning of March when they turned up, Jessica had changed the plans from, oh yeah, you're going to show us around Berlin, to, we're taking you with us, and we're freaking no argument. So yeah, thanks to those two, those three, in fact, because Elsie was there too, and it was very nice to have just little baby around. Even if I did sort of get to, one of those things that happens with baby, like, you can almost guarantee, like, the instant that someone is left alone with the baby, that's when the baby needs someone most. Jessica and Brian needed to go out and do something while we were in, God, I can't even remember. I think it was, yeah, it was the hotel room in Munich, I think. And they went out to go to the store, and immediately after they'd gone out the door, to the point where I couldn't, like, call them back or anything, Elsie filled her diaper spectacularly and violently. And it was fairly horrific, and being a dad, kind of used to that sort of thing, so, dealt with it. But yeah. Just absolutely typical. But also just like, you know, like kind of a fond memory now. Like, you know, it's just such a typical day-to-day thing that I feel like I needed it almost. Like, look, kind of waffling, but like, we went off from Berlin. They spent a couple of days in Berlin. Then all three of us went down to Munich. And we went to like Neuschwanstein Castle and a whole bunch of other places. We had some incredible vegan food. I think Brian was planning on making a video about it or like discussing it, but then all of the stuff with Brian's cancer diagnosis happened. Just, oh boy, if those two had, if they didn't have bad luck, they would have no luck at all sometimes. I feel like yeah, but anyway, like we went off to Munich and we did a bunch of stuff there, and then we went to Switzerland. And yeah, Switzerland was really nice. Like it was completely born out of something offhanded that I said about like, oh yeah, if I go with you and we go to Switzerland, you know, I can go to this museum that I've wanted to go to since I was like 16. And Jessica took that as, we are taking you, no arguments, let's go. So that's what we did. We went to the Giga Museum and in Gruyere, in the little village in the top of the mountains. And it actually worked out just so that we went there on my birthday, which they didn't actually realize up until you know, we were already there. Yeah, it was a happy little accident, actually. Yeah, anyway, so it's been a fairly rambly update video, I guess, but you know, I figured it was about time. I don't know exactly when I'm going to put it online. Probably very soon, like within the next day or two after recording this anyhow, like maybe a week, because I have a bunch of stuff that I still need to do before the end of the month. But yeah. Life continues. You know, things carry on going. Outside of all of the life admin stuff, you know, like still moving the last things out of the old apartment, setting up for life, or you know, like trying to find my way around, like therapy, mental health care, all of that stuff. Yeah, I don't know, like I'm trying to put myself out there a little bit and just like be more social now that I have a lot more time. Like if I just sit there in my apartment, I'm gonna probably go absolutely round the twist. So yeah, I'm just like sort of trying to find things that I can do, places that I can go, people to speak to for free or cheap. And there's a lot of it about, which is nice. Like I'm about to go over to the local makerspace that a friend of mine works at. We're probably I'm gonna wait for him to finish work, and then we're probably gonna play a game of Necromunda, which is like a tabletop role-playing game sort of thing, with little miniatures. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that. I might record it. I might put video online of it. at some point. Yeah, I don't know. As far as, because so here's one of the other things. I know that I started out the channel as it was very much focused on like whole foods, plant-based, which I don't ever see it going away from that massively. But I don't think that's going to be like the main focus of the channel. I'm not in a good enough spot that I can dedicate myself to that in the way that I did before. As much as I would like to, believe me, God, I felt so good when I was actually doing that. And I have, well, I don't know if it counts as like making an attempt. I've eaten more than a few bags of potatoes at this point. You know, trying to save on grocery bills and that sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't want to lead anyone on. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing stuff that is specifically focusing on whole food, plant-based. Not in the foreseeable future, anyway. Yeah, I'm afraid I just don't know. Like, I'm probably going to be focusing a lot more on, like, maybe a couple of life update videos. You know, if anyone's got questions, and I can feasibly answer them while maintaining, like, an amount of privacy for Saguta and Rowan, and you know, to a lesser extent, some amount of privacy for myself as well, because, you know, then yeah, sure, I'll do that. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably going to be a lot of stuff that I've wanted to do for a while and maybe haven't. Yeah, like probably more like hobby stuff. Things that are just going to be good for, like, for me, myself, you know. If, you know, you want to give it a try, if you want to watch some of those things whenever they come out, like, I would appreciate it, but don't feel like you have to. Like, if I would prefer to have given anyone who is subscribed the option of knowing that things are probably going to change in a very different, like, and things are going to go in a very different way to what they've been doing, like, for, you know, like when I was uploading previously, so that if you want to, you can, like, unsubscribe and not get notifications of things that just are not in your valley of interests whatsoever. Yeah, I think that's only fair, and I'm happy to do that. Like, yeah. Anyway, I've now been doing this for a little while, and I think I am gonna go to the makerspace, and I'm gonna get on with some stuff, and I'm gonna play a game with my friends, and yeah. Then later on I'll upload this. I'll probably record another one at some point. If I actually get the apartment tidied up to a decent level, I might even give you a look around. Yeah. 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 Anyway. Yeah. It's been an interesting time. A very interesting time. Well, you know, only way forward. Well, the only way that you can go is forward, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, well, I know that I gave it a good shot. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Be safe, be happy if you can. And I will see you next time.